Let's talk about how we've integrated technology platforms like social media into Circle communications and where we're headed with it. And the Circle was founded in 2001. Next slide, please. We updated our members with an annual newsletter that was mailed with a postage stamp and envelope. Here are a few of the earliest newsletters with our first logo, which you can see are green with the circle, and a newsletter from 2009 with our second and current logo. Okay, next slide. You've got mail. So actually the movie with Tom Hanks came out in 1998. So email was getting some good traction, but you can see that in 2001 and even several years beyond that, the BWGC mailed invitations to Full Circle meetings, and the RSVPs were made by telephone. So you can see Andrea Westall and Dorsey Foote at BCF. That same year, Americans between the ages of 18 and 34 received 17 pieces of snail mail per week. So we're going to screen out the junk mail. That was the real mail. By 2017, that fell to 10 pieces of mail. So people who were between 18 and 34, especially certainly 34 in 2001, are 55 today. So definitely our demographic. In 2021, email is the main method we use for long distance communication, and more than 100 billion messages are received and sent every day. I find that a staggering number. Next slide. Social media. So social media facilitates the sharing of ideas, thoughts, and information through building virtual communities. It's a way to give users an easy way to share content. And it certainly bridges from young people to Octa and novagenarians. As a matter of fact, I understand that in 2017, there was a bit of a flurry of leaving Facebook, for example, by young adults because their parents were on it and they didn't want to be on it too and snooped on. Next slide. In 2020, 80% of the population in the US had a social networking profile. So likely that's at least 80% of our population, maybe more. Facebook was founded in 2004, but it took a long time until 2015 when it was considered mainstream, and it commands over 3 billion users today. YouTube, founded in 2005, is used by 70% of those aged 46 to 55 and 67% of those 56 and older. Twitter, founded in 2006, arguably transformed American politics and influences much of the US political and social conversation. Who will ever forget our last president and his use of Twitter to send us messages? Instagram, founded in 2010, is an image-based platform dominated by influencers and advertisers. And we are actually active on everything here except Twitter. And you can see some of our posts, some of our current posts. Okay, next slide. How is the Circle using Facebook and why? So again, you can see some of our posts here, some of recent posts from our Facebook page. We are letting members and prospective members know about our events, things that are coming up and things that have happened recently and they may have missed, or been to and they want to see photos of themselves. We're spreading the good word about our grantees. We offer the opportunity for our grantees to come in with upcoming events or special things that are happening, and they definitely send us messages that we post. And then we've been hearing from and about our members, and we find that members really like to read about other Circle members. Next slide. So how are we using Instagram? While the current co-chairs, Amy and I, were not, well, Facebook predates our involvement in the circle and on communications. Instagram is new to us. And we are using Instagram to reach a broader audience and attract new members. Some of the people who were on Instagram are not on Facebook and other social media platforms. More than 56% of Instagram users in the US are female. And it's much more image intense. And the image intense aspect of it works well in tandem with Facebook, which tends to be more verbal. And here are some of our posts, our recent posts from our Instagram account. Next slide. So how are we using YouTube? So again, there were YouTube posts before this year, but there were only 2 or 3. And then there were a few from the Baltimore Community Foundation. But we are very actively using Zoom now, and you're going to be able to look at again things that you might have missed from today's program, or share with some friends who missed today's program right on YouTube. So we're using it to inform our members and the public. We're making videos of meetings available to those who couldn't attend. And we're also documenting our speakers and grantees for posterity. And we hope to have the searchable library that's going to showcase some of the events that we've held, the speakers that we've had, and some of the important contributions that we've made to the social conversation. Next slide. So we would really appreciate it if you would help us leverage social media. We appreciate that not everyone is on social media, but if you are on the following platforms, you can help us spread the word. If you're on Facebook, like the Baltimore Women's Giving Circle, add us to your favorites, share to your timeline, share our posts with your friends, and really importantly, comment on our posts, because the more activity that we have, the higher we turn up in search engines, the more people that are going to see us. On Instagram, our hashtag is the BWGC, so follow us. And again, comment on our posts. It will help spread the word. And if you're at a circle event, you can take photos and you can post them. If you want to share something about our grantees, create your own post about our events and our grantees, and link to us by adding the hashtag the BWGC and hashtag the Baltimore Women's Giving Circle. And YouTube, again, share our links and send us your videos. Make some videos from your programs, either Zoom or in person with your iPhone. And we have some editing assistance. So if you send us editing instructions that are precise, and you give us a video title and a short summary of what's in there, searchers can find the videos, and you would be helping us. So many thanks for helping us get the word out about the circle and our grantee by actively engaging in social media.